Hi everyone, so today I'm going to do a review for you of the CND Pro To Go bag, also known as the ZUCA Pro Artist case. So I'm going to go over it and let you know my thoughts. So firstly, just to mention, I did buy this from Creative Academy Manchester on its own, but it's often available with a starter kit for CND shellac. So it's all depending, just keep an eye out if you do want to buy it on its own, and perhaps it'll become available again for that. It's actually made by a company called ZUCA, I assume that's how you pronounce it anyway, and then obviously it's branded with the CND logo on it. I have seen that it's available on its own and with various other brands like MAC Cosmetics and stuff, so do check that out, just Google that. So I just wanted to kind of go over it with you, tell you my thoughts on it. I want to use it for quite some time. Now I travel 200 miles every other week, so with this case I can tell you kind of how it's wearing and if I've had any problems with it and things like that, just because to be honest it's not the cheapest of case to buy, so I think it's worth kind of looking into a little bit and maybe seeing someone else's thoughts on it as it wears. So I'm going to turn it round and show you the back of it. At the top of the case it's got a very sturdy handle, so if you don't want to use the extendable handle you can use that to lift and move it. Then if you press the button on the extendable handle you can just pull it up easy, and it's a really smooth action for that. The actual frame of the case is so sturdy that you can actually use it as a stool, so if you were perhaps doing somebody's toes mobile then you could just sit on that and use that as your seat. Also, if you were travelling perhaps by train, maybe you're going into a city centre and it's really busy, then of course that seat's going to be fantastic for the journey as well, so that's a really good idea. Moving on to the wheels, as you can see it's got 4 wheels at the back of it, so those wheels are purposely designed to help you bring it up the stairs, so it really does glide easily, and of course the 2 wheels that are up on the top just help that whole thing move, because if you've got a full kit it's going to be pretty heavy to lift, so it just gives an easy glidable action to bring it up the stairs. So believe me, this has gone up quite a few flights of stairs and it always works fantastic for that. Moving on to the sides, which are identical, so we've got a very small zip and that leads to a narrow pocket, probably useful for brushes and very small items. Then we've got this very wide and very deep pocket, and then we've equally got that elasticated area for large bottles. And as you can see it's the same on the other side. I find this really handy to keep things like my solar oil in and any kind of cleansing products and things like that, just those larger bottles that I don't necessarily keep inside the case. So I'll move on to showing you the inside of the case now. So at the front it's got the embroidered logo, which is kept perfectly, it's really good quality. Then you've got the clasp. Once you've unclipped that, you've then got a zip that goes all the way around, and when I open it up and show you, you can see all of the compartments that are in effectively the door of the case. So it's enough so you can put in what I use, which is the top coat, the base coat and things like that. I keep them in there. I keep any stamping plates and things like that in that door. Then moving on to the inside compartments, so you get these 2 pouches and that's included in the case, and they're easily pull out. Of course they're perfectly made to fit inside the trolley. Now if you do want to completely fill it, then of course it would take 4 of these pouches, so you are able to purchase the extra 2 separately. Now I do have 4, but I actually only use 3, as you'll see in a second, and then the top section I use for my lamp. Here is my entire CND shellac kit, so this is all of the bottles, it's the limited edition bottles as well, so that's well over 100 shades. It fits in about 1.5 of these pouches, and then the rest of it is taken up with my Lucente glitters, so this is basically all of the glitters they do, give or take a few. So it's well over about 110 glitters I think I've got, and as you can see it fits perfectly into 3 pouches. I have got a little bit of space for more glitters, so it does all fit. I will of course eventually need to break into that 4th pouch and use that I've got. So of course that means I'll need to carry the lamp separately, but all in all at the moment it does fit it all. So for reference, the lamp I use is the CND LED lamp. That fits perfectly on top of the 3 pouches that I'm using at the moment, as well as the adapter, so it all fits inside fine. I try to organise each compartment inside each pouch just so it's got kind of all the pinks together, all of the nude shades, and just so that it's in colour groups. You can see the shoulders of the bottle, so you can kind of work out which colour group you're looking for. And again, I've got the glitters in colour group order as well. It just makes things easier. My overall thoughts on this case is that it is absolutely fantastic. I do think it's brilliant quality to the point where this actually doesn't even look like I've used it. It's not got any scuffs in it, it's not got any pulls in the material. The embroidery of the logo still looks perfect, and I just think it gives an overall fantastic professional image when you turn up for a job with it. Also, of course, it was made for this job, so it has got every little compartment. It just means that you can be super organised and really efficient when you're working. I do hope you've enjoyed watching the video and that you found it useful. I have tried to be as thorough as I can and kind of answer any questions that you may want to know about the case. Please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm also on Twitter, Snapchat and Instagram, just search for Liverpoollashes. My Facebook page is always keeping people updated, so please definitely go and give that a like, and also my blog liverpoollashes.co.uk. And thanks so much for watching.